Bucks here. New power-ups tomorrow, along with some Thanksgiving talk, for which we'll talk about. At least it's promo. We won't actually talk about turkey or cranberry or potatoes or any of that deliciousness. We'll be talking about the Thanksgiving harvest promo. And as you see behind me, looking cute, Witten. We're getting new power-ups for the first time this year. So they gave us a lot more this year, I believe, than the start of last year. Somebody fact check that. They have every elite card one this year, which I imagine is going to be was more than last year. So these new guys, we went ahead and predicted these things on stream today. And if you want to take a look at our predictions, they're right here. We got every single one correct except for Vita Vey. How did we miss Vita Vey? I don't know the answer to that, but I'm very disappointed. What's Vita Vey's highest? Oh, wait. I was going to look at cards from last year. Whatever. Anyways, I expect these are going to be the other ones. So we saw how, I think, Jackson Ingram. I'm worried about Team of the Week, guys. But basically, top-end SIG cards, top-end MUT heroes. They're kind of like the master cards of the promos. It's kind of what they did last year. Shout out to J-Bot for showing that. So kind of the MUT heroes are getting signatures, and then set Team of the Weeks are who we expect, or the most likely ones. Then we get like guys like Landon Collins. He's got a high flashback, and high flashbacks could happen. But going back to the power-ups, do I think these things are going to be specifically expensive? These ones, I mean, none of them are too crazy. There's no physical beasts here. A lot of these issues like Zaven, Jason, they've only been on one team their entire career. The problem with power-ups is that that's the only way we get Sprinter this year. I know adding Sprinter onto Jason Witten is like adding a wheel onto a donkey. Okay, it doesn't make a lot of sense because it's not going to go that much faster, but it's going to look cooler. So I don't love it. I love guys that have multiple teams that can get power-ups, but I can see it from the Sprinter standpoint to give cards like that are top-end power-ups, but it doesn't exactly provide any depth to cards that we don't already have. Of course, outside of the Sprinter, like I said, but I won't keep repeating myself. So, power-ups, cool. Hopefully we get better ones tomorrow, like Lamar. I'm guessing if Lamar comes out tomorrow. I'm surprised I didn't cheese someone like Lamar because he would have been a huge one. That power-up's got to be like 100K, right? So I've got a bunch of packs saved on my account, pulling them tomorrow for the power-ups. I don't know what overall those ones will be, but these cards will probably, like, in-game, like most cards, I think it's like, 12 to 15 below their overall. One of those numbers for the power-up level. So we don't know what exchange packs are the best. They could change that up, or they could keep it consistent and bring them out into like low 60s and stuff for some of them, for 16 lower. Like, things like Lamar Jackson had a low overall card, so if it's lower than that for the power-up, that's like almost reaching bronze territory at some point. Moving on. All right, so I want to talk about the Harvest promo from last year. And we're not going to talk necessarily about the market kind of reverbs of the Harvest promo. We'll say that for Market Monday, but just kind of going through the information of it. So last year, a lot like earlier this year, we got Ultimate Kickoff where cards went up based off how their team overall did, whether they won games or not. Thanksgiving promo is basically if these guys do well in certain categories on the day. I think the one that got it was the tackles. I think only the tackles went up. I guess we can look. Campbell went up. Did any of the other ones? No, I don't think so. I think that was it. I think Campbell's the only one that hit the max number. So generally over the last how many 4 years that they've done this for the stat increases, I think I've only seen a few. It hasn't been many have hit their goals. But so it's a tough one to invest in, but I'd expect some sort of a performer or stat adjustment cards to come out too. Last year we did get a solo for a free 93. I'm guessing a lot of these 92s, these 95s will probably come out at 94s, as the only 94 we have in game currently is this McCourty. We have Tillman, of course, at 95. So I'm guessing when they come out with Thanksgiving Masters, Harvest Masters, they will come out instead of 95 to 94s. That keeps tradition with all the other promos we've had this year. They're always at one overall less than last year. They're trying to slow the roll. So this Lawrence Taylor was basically endgame last year when he came out. Walter Payton was a good running back when he came out, don't get me wrong, but not quite as dominant as this Taylor card. And the thing about Lawrence Taylor last year, if we're going to talk about Masters, is he already had a card. So Lawrence Taylor already has a card already this year. He's already a legend. Potentially, he'll also get a Harvest Master too, as this would just make the most sense to go with tradition. Now, other traditional cards that we get on Thanksgiving, we know an Emmitt Smith is in the game due to the pre-order bonuses, so potentially him. Michael Irvin, we also know is in the game due to that same pre-order bonus from GameStop. So those two Cowboys we can already see. We already got Aikman. Randall Cunningham was another pre-order bonus for regular stuff. So I expect a Randall Cunningham card at least at some point in the near future. And then like Madden 18 Barry Sanders. Like we haven't seen a Barry Sanders card yet this year. It might make a lot of sense to drop him or Walter because Barry Sanders literally became the linchpin to make a patch in the game. Literally had to change spins. They tried to introduce Unfakeable, I think, around Thanksgiving too. And it ended up, they just had to repatch it. So they keep going a little slower and it doesn't seem to work very well. We also got a bunch of 93s, so there was a little bit of market consternation. Like I said, I expect these to be 92s. This Slay card was great. Slay cards always play well. The Slay card currently is playing well. So we're going to get, I don't know, half dozen, 93 overalls, and including to those performer cards. Mahomes, you got a card last year. Look for another one. If you want a top-end Mahomes, might be the time to grab one. As I'm sure the speculation for him has already gone through the roof. And then some other, just solid players across the world, but really the one, or across the game, but really the ones that are going to sell it are these top-end teams. So it's a good time to get, like, I'd say, like, B-tier superstars. Like, they're superstars like the Jalen Ramseys of the world. They're, like, the well-known, well-loved kind of players, the fast players. But then they're like B-tier superstars, like the Miles Jack. Slay, I'd say, is a B-tier superstar. A very good performer. Like, these are all very good players. Good linemen here, too. Thielen. Kamara last year was that way. This year, he's an A-tier, in my opinion. Him, CMC, Zeke, so on. But Zeke just got a card. So, expect a lot of those type of cards. Mahomes. Maybe Mahomes is going to be, I don't know if he'll be a master. Usually do legends here. But Mahomes is definitely due for an upgrade. So that's part of Thanksgiving. We went through Turkey Trotters, solos. Last year, there were, unfortunately, collectibles for sets. Where are the sets at? Are the sets shown here? There were collectibles that went into these fry sets. The Cornucopia pack last year that we got a little bit into the promo, it sucked. Remember the big debate? I should have had an image of this, but basically the debate happened where they showed us a large thing where it's going to include like flashback heavyweight heavyweight veteran stuff or something. Football Outsiders in the cornucopia, and they're like, wait, they're not, and they shrunk it. When it first came out, it was amazing. That was a great cornucopia pack. But then when they actually put it in the game, when they made the correct mistake later that night, they said, oh wait, no, that's an old graphic. So one of those times where those work in progresses come back to bite us. Our anticipation, our love of the promo, really took a big hit in that. Knocked 3 whole points off my review of the promo, not having a good cornucopia pack. So ideally, they bring out specific cards for the cornucopia packs like they had 15, but do I expect a cool cornucopia pack like 15? No. Set your bar for expectations low on any pack, but man, I feel like in the end, much should just be fun, and that was fun, and sometimes EA kind of loses track of what we need and what we need to do to have fun or to be fun. I don't know if that makes any sense. And kind of just give us those crazy packs. So what? We get good rewards. So what? Stuff comes out of packs crazy. Like, and we have fun opening packs. That's great. That's fun. It brings people to your game. So hopefully they listen to us. Don't debate us again this year with Cornucopia. We'll also probably get a captain upgrade for Thanksgiving. That's just speculation. Obviously none of this is confirmed. But that's kind of what to expect next week. We'll talk more about the market impacts of it. But long story short, with this many 93s or aka 92s and a couple 94s coming to the market, it went down a little. Not as significant as like the Blitz bringing out old packs and stuff, but it went down a bit. So I'd expect maybe a 20% loss for the market over the coming week here as we move into next, Friday probably it will come out. So that's it. Enjoy the new power-ups, and we'll get a few more power-ups, of course, revealing that tomorrow morning on GMM. Like I said, here are my choices for the potential power-ups. But thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.